Good evening, class, and welcome to the Week 2 discussion board for MPA 594 Comprehensive Exam Seminar with Dr. Sundstrom. My name is Luis Chavarin, and thank you for joining me today. So this week, we'll be applying the theories that I've gone over to modern-day situation in public administration. I'll identify one concept that holds true today, and I'll identify one concept that may need to be updated or changed. So these are the following theories that I'll be going over: dichotomy, efficiency, and transformational leadership. For dichotomy, we have Wilson and Goodnow. Efficiency, we have Wilson, Taylor, and Follett. And for transformational leadership, we also have Follett. So basically, for the dichotomy, the politics administration dichotomy was pretty much meant by Wilson to provide a neutral or objective way of running in administration in order to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of public administration without what he says was a hurry or strife of politics that affects administration. And he proposed that this be done by running administration like a business. However, this is a little problematic as creating a bureaucracy or hierarchical structure might make administrators make them feel like they're working for someone and not working for the people or the constituents that they are supposed to be serving. Uh, Goodnow, on the other hand, argued the opposite. He said that separating both politics and administration led to what he called a political paralysis, and this subsequently decreased efficiency within the administration. In order to maintain the harmony between both, he argued that one must relinquish their independence, and he further argued that in a popular government, administration had to sacrifice their independence to politics. He believed that politics has to maintain a certain control over administration. Um, and as we continue with the idea of efficiency, which was also initially lobbied by Wilson as one of the objectives of the study of administration, it's a fairly important, if not the most important, concept in public administration. Wilson was an initial voice for efficiency, and as was Taylor, and his idea of scientific management, in which he called for management to basically study workers, divide labor into small, divisible tasks, and treat workers basically as extensions of machines. Ultimately, this ended up backfiring though, as workers were depersonalized, and this led to a decrease in efficiency, as Mary Parker Follett argued. She was an early opponent to scientific management, and she was an early voice for transformational leadership and participative management. Follett basically argued that the depersonalization of workers and the giving of orders without interrelation between the worker and management would lead to negative psychological feelings on the worker, which would also lead to a decrease in efficiency. An example of this being applied to a public administration situation could be how the newly appointed chief probation officer for the United States Probation and Pretrial Service Offices decides to run the agency. They could either make a decision to follow the agenda set by the administrative office and the people and Congress, or lobby to the administrative office and the chief judges um, in order to make appropriate changes that will benefit the workers, which would lead to an increased efficiency for the organization. For example, in my current position or my current employment, there are current standards that were set by the administrative office and the chief judges that ended up treating the workers, including myself, like extensions of machines, and seriously depersonalizing us. And honestly, throughout the whole pandemic, this kind of led to low motivation and a decrease in efficiency toward completing our objectives and tasks. However, that old chief probation officer stepped down, and a fairly new administrative team came on, and the chief probation officer, he's an interim probation officer. He's made certain changes and hired more individuals to help alleviate our workload, and he's loosened the hold that bureaucratic red tape holds on employees by removing some significance from the different audits and numbers that are used to judge how we do our work. And just by applying this transformational type of leadership and listening to our complaints, listening to our feelings, I think it's led to an increase in efficiency for the agency. So I think a concept that still holds true today would have to be efficiency. Just as Wilson says in his article, that the objective of the study of administration is how we can do um, what government can do and how we can do it for the utmost efficiency. Um, and honestly, this holds true today. I think that efficiency is still something that we have to be studying today, and we can see this still being uh, we can see this still being an important concept just by seeing how we're increasing how we're studying to increase optimal efficiency by studying, administration, organizational theory, motivation of employees, human resources, organizational behavior, etc. So I think efficiency is still a concept that holds true today, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. For a concept that still requires updating, that will require updating, and it's kind of what we would say old news maybe, would be the idea of the dichotomy and having a separation between politics and administration. I think just nowadays it's impossible to have have those separated. I think like Goodnow, I like I think how Goodnow argues for a harmony between politics and administration. I think that's going to be the best way for this to be accomplished. And that does it for this week's presentation. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend and good luck on the rest of your assignments. Thank you.